Yeah, so later I was thinking maybe you and I could, oh, hello, hey, how you doing there? I didn't see ya. Yeah, nothing's going on over here. Just chilling with my pal Newbie. Just nice, tall, redheaded. Ooh, hello, Stormshield peasant. Where are you coming? Oh my God, you walked right through me. Clipping. Anyway, let's get fishing. Dum, dum, dum. Gonna show you some nice fishing locations here. Places where you can fish with really good results while you're just kind of looking to do some stuff in the world at the same time. In this case, if you, let's say you're screwing around Stormshield, which is where I'm at, you're in queue, you're waiting for arenas, waiting for battlegrounds or something, and you feel like doing some fishing, just come on down over here, take a little jump down into this little pondy area, and get yourself hooked up to, let me see, where you want to hit coordinates around somewhere in this area. It's 42.2 for the coordinate location, which is right there, and then 13.6, which is my other direction, about right here. Anywhere in this, on this beach, in this general location, as you can see where I'm walking around, is where you want to be. And the reason you want to be here is because when you zoom all the way in and throw your bobber out, you get a ridiculously nice bobber. Look how bright and white that is on the top. That's exactly what we're looking for. So let's bring Fishmonger up, bring our overlay up, get ourselves in position here. And you don't want to be positioned too low or too high. Actually, the key here is that waterfall in the background. You want to make sure you're a little bit below that waterfall because you don't want the bright white of the waterfall to get inside of the fishing box. So I'm going to kind of angle it down about here. That should be plenty just to do a couple casts to check. I'm well within the fishing box, so I should be okay. Everything looks good. I'm rolling with a sensitivity of around 80, with a color sensitivity, excuse me, of around 80. Search sensitivity of around 3. This is technically the open ocean. So we're going to be throwing some sea scorpion bait on there. And I've got a time of, well, it's 0.33 hours, which is 20 minutes, because I'm going to do 20 minutes of fishing to see how many lunkers we can catch up. To show you my bags there, I currently have 10 sea scorpion lunkers. I got 22 enormous sea scorpion, 1 regular little sea scorpion, 29 enormous of the saberfish, and then 3 regular saberfish. So let's, without further ado, I got my Worm Supreme all hooked up. I got all my fishing gear on. Let's start fishing and make sure this rolls up good. And it looks like I got my bait all rolling on, my Worm Supreme all rolling on. Check the first couple of casts here. Make sure that I'm catching good. And then what I'll do is I'll stop this video. I'll come back after 20 minutes. Oh, look at that, more bait already. Come back after 20 minutes and we'll see how many fish I was able to catch up and how many lunkers I was able to catch up, more importantly, in this location. Take a look at the success rate. Success rate. Let's say that again. Success rate. There's 2 C's. And then we'll come back and whip up another location and continue on some fishing here, because I want to show you guys plenty of spots to fish out in the open world to get different kinds of lunkers using different kinds of bait. And with Fishmonger, it is so easy. It's like that Ron Popeil dude. What does he say? You set it and forget it. It's kind of like this. You set it and forget it. Please don't sue me for trademark. Ron, I love you. Whatever that, the rotisserie chicken cooker thing, man, I love your chicken. Or turkey, whatever the hell you cook in there. It's delicious. Absolutely love it. Anyway, I'm 4 for 4 so far. I'm catching up some good stuff. So I'm going to stop the video. We'll come back in 20 minutes and continue on. Alrighty, we're back. It's been about 20 minutes. I did about 90 casts, got about 86 hook, 4 missed, 96% success rate, pretty darn good. Just to give you an idea, we started off with 29 enormous crescent fish. We ended up with 49, so we gained 20 of those. Regulars, we didn't grab any because the bait was really high, so we didn't catch any regulars. Enormous scorpions, I started off with 22, I ended up with 85 afterwards, so we got 63 of them. And then the lunkers, we ended up gaining 4, because we started off with 10 and we got 14. So 4 lunkers in 20 minutes is the gain that we got here. So you're looking at about 12 an hour, which isn't great, but that's what I got with all my bait. I got the plus 100 hat, the plus 100 fishing pole, and the plus 200 bait. So I got about plus 400 in all my fishing bonuses. I think I'm running 700 fishing, so that puts me at what, 1100 fish right now. And if all in all, it looks like I did about what, 87 fish, including the lunkers, in about 20 minutes, which isn't too shabby. You know, you're looking at about 270-ish, a little bit under fish an hour at speed number 1, which is the fastest for this. So 270 fish an hour, pretty darn good, including them lunkers. Them lunkers I fish up pretty good. So let's head on over to fishing location number 2 and go catch some more stuff. All right, we're going to continue here actually in Stormshield. We're going to starting off with the flight path over there, so you can kind of see where I'm going. I'm heading on down up to, there's a little lake in the back here. And again, in Stormshield, this is another nice little place if you want to fish and, while you're waiting for queue or something like that. This little lake over here, if you kind of chill over in this little location, it's kind of like right here by the waterfall, you can kind of sit yourself down, basically zoom in, bring up your overlay, bring up with my bags. You can see what I'm starting off here with the starting fish counts. And you see if I start casting, again, I got that nice bright white bobber on the top. That's exactly what we're looking for. Nice bright white bobber. I can't stress that enough. The color of the bobber is extremely important when you're doing the fishing here with Fishmonger. So I'm going to let this start up here. Again, my sea scorpion, because this is, I think, it's a lake, but I'm pretty damn sure it's still technically sea scorpion. So let's give it a go. I'm going to throw the sea scorpion bait on there. If we start catching sea scorpion, then you know what's up, and it's the right stuff. So I'm going to let this roll. We'll do, again, 20 minutes of fishing for here, and we'll see what we get for the totals afterwards for the fish caught and how many lunkers we catch. Hopefully we'll catch lunkers here. I'm pretty sure, like I said, this is a sea scorpion lunker location. And, yeah, see, it looks like I'm catching enormous sea scorpions, which is a good sign. So we'll let this roll, and I'll come back in 20 minutes, and we'll see what we get for numbers, and catch you on the flip side. Alright, and we're back. 20 minutes fishing done here at location number 2. I got a total of 65 enormous crescent, same amount of regular, total of 160 enormous sea scorpion, same number of regular, and 21 lunkers. Basically, that means in this 20-minute fishing interval, I've managed to catch 7 lunkers here, 75 enormous sea scorpion, 16 enormous crescent saberfish, total of 98 fish. And it's weird. Actually, I did catch 98, and I got hooked 95, so I maybe missed the first couple in the counting there. But 98% success rate nonetheless. Basically in 20 minutes, that's about 294 fish an hour overall. So this is location number 2, and again, I'm doing this is 7 lunkers. First location was 4 lunkers in 20 minutes. This is 7, so that's a pretty good increase. Not really sure why, but I mean, still it's kind of slow. I mean, you got to fish a while to get some lunkers. But we're up to 21 lunkers for the sea scorpions right now. Let's head on over to location number 3, do some fishing and catch some fish. Over here in Shadowmoon Valley, I got nice fishing location. Actually, tons of fishing locations over here for blind lake sturgeons. That's what you catch over in Shadowmoon is blind lake sturgeon. So another video, I got a little spot highlighted over here. Did some fishing. I'm just going to come back over here and show you another little spot. Again, this area has tons of little spots. It really all just matters which way you face. Like for instance, if I stand over here on this rock, I'm not going to give you the coordinates because it's just this rock right here, wherever the hell this rock is. I'll pop myself down, go into first person. If you notice, if I look this direction and cast, I get like a dull gray at the top of my bobber, like right here. It's like a dull gray. Alright, and again, we don't like dull gray. If I face this direction, I get a pretty decent white, but I find if I kind of go like more towards facing whatever this direction is, I get a nice, ooh, look at that, really bright white consistently on the top of my bobber. So I'm going to pop open the Fishmonger, bring up my overlay, bring up my bag here so you can see what I got for fish. Again, we're doing blind lake sturgeon. So let me just do some casts so I can see where my bobber's going to land. It's about this location. So I should be good with this direction I'm facing right now. It looks pretty decent. If you needed the coordinates, it's 71.4, 52.1. I think I'm okay with an 80. I'm going to bump it up to 85. I think we'll be okay in this general area. So let's bring open some fish here. And again, I'm going to throw the Worm Supreme on. That's the plus 200 fishing bait. And I've got my plus 100 pole, my plus 100 hat. And, oh, maybe 85 is not a good sensitivity. I guess it's not as bright as I thought it was. Again, if the bobber, if it's not a very bright white, if it's less than bright white, you want to increase the color sensitivity. You want to go higher than 85. So probably what's going to happen is, yeah, it's going to, like, that's a nice brighter white than the previous one. But it's also lower in the casting location. Like, generally, whenever you cast and the bobber lands closer to you, it's brighter than it is further away. But I think I'm going to have more far away cast than I am anything else. Like, that one's a far away cast. It's probably going to miss at some point. Please prove me right. Or it might catch it. It's going to catch it. Okay, random, sometimes random. But I am going to stop this real quick. And I'm actually going to increase my my sensitivity to about 100. Should get me over the threshold of where I need to be without giving me any issues. Hell, I could even go to like 105. So I'm going to restart with 105. Going to put the Wasted Worm Supreme, but that's fine. They're cheap in the auction house. And let's see what this does for the first 5 casts. If I catch all the first 5 casts, generally I'm going to be okay. So, general rule of thumb, if the first 5 casts all come out good, it's not likely that you're going to have a really low success rate after that. So, let's take a look here. Oh, again, I've got the blind lake sturgeon bait on, because in this area I do catch blind lake sturgeon. And this fish makes, what is it for cooking? Sturgeon Supreme? No, I don't know, I forget. Whatever, it's pretty good food for cooking, I think. So, we're going to catch some blind lake lunkers here, and we'll turn these in. The beautiful thing is, you can mix up your lunkers for for coins for gnat, because once you turn them in and you get a coin, it doesn't really matter where the hell you catch them from. A coin's a coin. So you can get 25 sea scorpion lunkers and 25 blind lake lunkers, and you got 50 coins at that point, and you can turn those 50 coins in for one of the pets, either the land shark or the sea calf, and those currently sell for about 2,500 to 3,000 gold right now in the auction house, which is a pretty good amount of gold just for doing something you'd normally be doing anyway, which is fishing. So I'm going to stop the recording here. We'll come back in 20 minutes and see what I get for numbers. Here we are, concluded fishing spot number 3. This is a blind lake sturgeon area. In 20 minutes here, I managed to pick up 66 of the enormous blind lake sturgeon. I got 1 of the regular blind lake sturgeons, 6 blind lake sturgeon lunkers, and then I also picked up 21 of the enormous crescent saberfish. So it looks like we got a total of about 94 fish here. So, again, this is a 20-minute interval. So, the first time we fished, and in 20 minutes, we picked up about 87 fish. Second time was about 98. Third time was about 94. So, you can see the pattern here. You're going to get roughly about that many fish. And it's maybe about 100 fish every 20 minutes if you're going perfect. It's hard to really kind of say how you're going to do with the fishing. It all depends on your location, time of day, how everything's all set up. So this is fishing spot number 3, Shadowmoon Valley, 71.4, 52.1. Let's go see if we can find another good fishing spot for you here. Alright, so we're still in Shadowmoon Valley. Let me show you my current location here. Actually south of the Temple of Karabor. And there's a spot over here, which is actually probably pretty nice, because I I highly doubt anybody really comes back here. There's really not much back here. So this could be a good spot to kind of chill. There's a mushroom sitting in the water here, with the top just sticking out enough where you can stand on it. Man, you gotta love these mushrooms. Absolutely great. So, if you stand on this mushroom, and again, my actual coordinates are 73.5, 61.3 right now. Stand on this mushroom. There's actually another mushroom you can kind of see off here in the distance, underwater. And I was doing some testing, and it looks like if you kind of stand on the mushroom and kind of point yourself looking towards that mushroom, when you cast, you get yourself a nice bobber with a nice bright white top, which again is exactly what we're looking for. So, take a look at my numbers here, and we're going to pull up the overlay, do some casts to kind of see roughly where my casts are going to land inside the box. And it looks like they will land inside the box. Pretty decent spot too. Looks pretty good. We'll start her up. Let me just do this without any bobber enhancements right now. I don't want to do I don't want to waste bait if it's not a good setup or not a good location. You know what? I just realized that I have the blind lake sturgeon bait on, and I believe out here in the open ocean, yep, I'm going to catch sea scorpion. So I really should be changing the bait over to sea scorpion out here at this location, not blind lake sturgeon. But let's do 5 casts. If it works out good, I'll just change the bait over and I'll start it back up again. Do a snapshot of how many fish I got, and then let it run for 20 minutes and see how it comes up. You know, so far the first location for lunkers, I ended up getting 4 for the sea scorpions. Second location for the sea scorpion lunkers, I ended up getting 7. So this would be interesting to see in this sea scorpion location how many lunkers I'm able to catch. I got a feeling that where you are is not going to make a difference in location or gathering lunkers. It's just going to be hit or miss. It's probably more about how much bait you're able to stack. But let's do here. 5. All right, I'm 5 for 5, so I'm going to stop this. And again, I'm going to put on the sea scorpion bait. I'll bring up my worm supreme. Just to save that, just so I have this for later. I'm going to start this up, and like I said, we'll come back in 20 minutes, and we'll see what we get for the numbers here. Let me do a quick print screen. So I got my screen captured so I can see how many fish I got, and then do the comparison. And see you in a bit. Alright, here we are, location number 4. We are back, about 20 minutes of fishing. Looks like about 95% success rate here. I went from 90 enormous crescent fish to 103, catching 13. Sea scorpions went from 161 to 222, so I caught 61 enormous of those. And the lunkers, 21 to 25, so I picked up 4 lunkers. Altogether, it looks like my total fish count went up about 78. It looks like the screen's telling me I hooked 82, so the difference could be every once in a while maybe I pick up a blade bone hook, or Nat Pagel comes in and screws stuff up because he stands in front of you and stuff. So, I mean, the numbers aren't always going to be 100% accurate, but they're going to be really close to real world as far as what you're seeing for fishing. So this is location number 4, Shadowmoon Valley. 73.6, 61.4, 78 fish altogether in about 20 minutes. The lowest of the 4 spots so far, but it's also a really nice secluded spot, so you could probably sit out here and fish up for a couple hours and grab some lunkers and not have any issues. Let's go on and try to find another location here. Let's look for location number 5. Alrighty, here I am up in my my Garrison right now, and I just want to show you a couple spots inside here because if you're like me, you do a lot of fishing inside the Garrison. It's the absolute smartest thing to do because nobody will ever run into you because it's your Garrison. You gotta love that. So I got this one spot right around here. You can kind of see I'm just in this general area, not in the water, but in this general area. Not in the water, in this general area. Wow, learn to walk, dude. I'm going to stand about right here, zoom in, and if I cast in this general area, you can see I get a nice, really bright white bobber. It's really, really nice. Spot's good for bobber color. Spot's not good for orientation of the box because there's a lot of stuff in the background. So you got to get your orientation and your color searching right. I think it's so bright, I think I can drop this down to about 85. And just to test, I'm going to take off my enhancements. Actually, I won't even use any bait. Although, ooh, you got to... Oh, and this is not a lunker location. This is just a... If you want to fish whatever the hell you want, because it's your garrison. You can't catch lunkers in your garrison. So, I'm going to try this up here at these settings, 385. My actual location is 59.1, 27.6. You can see where I'm kind of facing over here. Let's start rolling with this. Let's see how the first 5 do. And I got a feeling it's going to be pretty good, although I may have to tweak some of my settings. It looks like my color sensitivity. First catch, or the first cast there, it basically saw it for a little bit and then stopped and recast. It didn't like the color of the bobber. Basically, the issue was that my color sensitivity is too low. The top of the bobber there was not a very bright white, so it just went beyond the threshold of the 85 color sensitivity. If I bump that up to about a 95, I'm probably going to be okay. But let me see how 5 do, because that was just one of the casts. I want to see how the other 5 do and see how they come out, and then I'll make my adjustments. So I am on the 4th cast right now. And it's looking like it's seeing these okay. Ooh, I'm grabbing some carp. You gotta love that. You're gonna catch 5 carp really quick, so you're gonna be able to toss those in the water and then grab some other nice goodies with those carps. So yeah, it looks like the first one was the only one that missed there, and it was just beyond the threshold of my color sensitivity. I'm gonna F7 this so I can stop it. I'm gonna bring this up. I think if I bring it up to about 95 or 100, I should be good. Leave everything else the same. I currently don't have any abyssal gulper eel in my bags, but I do have bait. So I'm going to throw some eel on here, and I'm going to throw my worm supreme on, and we'll see in 20 minutes how many eel we can catch up from this spot inside the garrison. So let's let me make sure I don't have any. No, I don't have any. Okay, so let's start fishing here, and it's going to use my abyssal gulper. I mean, I can't pronounce stuff today. I give up. Whatever. I'm going to Morse code you or something, because talking is apparently not my thing. It's too early. I've only had 2 cups of coffee. So, let me see. First one's good. First one's out good. And, of course, I caught an enormous abyssal gulper eel. I give up. I swear to God, I give up. I am at 1100 fishing, so at 1100 fishing, you're pretty much going to catch nothing but enormous. Every once in a while, you're going to not get enormous fish, I think, but for the most part, you're going to get an enormous fish. Now, one of the little tricks I do, just to expand on this real quick while we're watching this fish, is that there's an area over here. Let me pause this. Right here, where it says interval. Right now, I got it set for 10 minutes. So really, what that means is every 10 minutes, it's going to put new bait on. Sometimes what I like to do is I increase that interval to maybe 12 or 13 or 15 minutes. And the reason why I do that is because the bait only lasts 10 minutes long. So if you have the interval at, let's say, 15 minutes, for the first 10 minutes, it's going to fish with that bait and pretty much catch nothing but that fish. And then, after 10 minutes expires, it's going to run out of that bait. So you're pretty much just going to fish random fish that come up for 5 minutes before it reapplies the bait that you have, which in this case is the abyssal gulper eel. So why is that good? That's good because in the level 3 fishing shack, maybe even level 2 fishing shack, you have that daily that one guy drops, or he gives you the quest for that says, hey, you know, you need these eggs for this fish or whatever. And it's random. You never know what the hell kind of fish it's going to be. So if it's not what I'm trying to fish up and it's some other kind of random fish, then this at least kind of guarantees that I'm going to have that fish in my bag so I can gut it, get the eggs, turn in that quest, get the fishing pack, which drops some pretty decent stuff like some other worms and some stuff like that. And it just allows me to make sure that I have myself covered with that. Once I do that for the day, then I bring my interval back down to 10 minutes, and I fish nothing but that fish. So you can see so far this spot, this location, this angle, this time of day. It's 12:30-ish, closer to 1 o'clock. I am looking really good with this fishing. So I'm going to let this roll. I'll come back in about 20 minutes and we'll take a look and go from there. Alrighty, we have concluded the fishing in the Garrison location here. About 20 minutes elapsed. Got an excellent fishing success rate. 98% is what's popping up. I was able to pick up 72 of the abyssal gulper eels. My gosh, I still can't say it. 22 of the enormous crescent saberfish. I got one lone enormous blackwater whiptail, and I picked up 5 carp. The reality of it is I actually picked up more than 5 of those carp. It's just that when you're fishing in your Garrison, well, when you're fishing anywhere or whatever, when you're collecting those carp, you're only allowed to collect a maximum of 5. So it will eventually get to a point where if you have 5 carp and you keep fishing, you're going to lose a little bit of efficiency, you know, as time goes on, because you're occasionally going to fish up a carp and it's going to say, oh, inventory's full on those items, can't fish anymore, so it's basically going to toss it away and then keep going. But the program is still going to count it as a catch, because technically you caught something, it's just that you couldn't keep it in your bag. So that's why I've got, let me see, what it is, 70, 80, 94, 95, I got about 95 successful fish, it looks like I caught here. Even though it's telling me I hooked 89, I actually hooked a little bit more than that. And again, that's good, because you're talking about, you know, 94 in location number 3, 98 location number 2. It was 87 in location number 1. So it makes sense. I had a much higher success rate here, 98%. I'm going to catch more fish. 20 minutes, you're looking at about 100 fish. And then, you know, in about an hour, you're looking at, again, about 300 an hour. So this is Garrison location number 1. What we can actually do, I'm gonna stop this and then switch over to Garrison location number 2, and you know, they're both about equally as good. It all depends on the time of day and stuff. So let's hop on over there. Alrighty, here we are, concluded Garrison location number 2. As you can see, I a little bit less on the enormous fat sleeper. Ended up getting 69. However, it's really close to the 72 of the abyssal gulper eels. I should just fish something else instead of them, because I just cannot say that. Whatever those eel things are. I got 72 of them in the last location and 69 of the fat sleepers here. So, you know, plus or minus 3 fish, margin of error for 20 minutes, perfectly fine. Really good success rate here, 99%. The last location was 98%. So, as you can see, this location here, I'm at 45.8 and then 10.7 inside the Garrison. Is also really good for fishing up any type of fish you want to make or you want to get for, you know, when you're doing the, when you're just selling flesh or you're cooking stuff up. Can't make lunkers inside the Garrison, but you can fish with 100% certainty that you're not going to run into anybody else, because there's nobody else inside your Garrison, which is absolutely great. So this concludes the video I'm going to make today for Alliance fishing locations. Using the Fishmonger World of Warcraft fishing bot. I'm going to have a Horde version coming up soon. I don't play Horde as much as I do Alliance, so I'm going to have to kind of hunt around for some good locations. I know where to fish in the Garrison in there, but as far as outside in the world, I really don't know too many spots. Although, technically, anywhere in the world you fish in Alliance, you can fish Horde, as long as it's not a, you know, a share, or as long as it's not a location that's Alliance or Horde only. So the you know, the spot where I was at hooking up those Blind Lake sturgeons over at the Temple of Karabor, sure, you can go there as a Horde. It's just not really recommended, because, you know, you're in the middle of Alliance territory over here in Shadowmoon Valley, which is really not where you want to be as a Horde. But fair game, pretty much a lot of other spots like Gorgons, you know, Nagarin. There's a couple of good spots that I could show you guys. Actually, it's where the hell was I? Up in this area, there's actually a pretty couple of good spots. Again, because of those frickin', what are those things called? They're mushrooms. Stand on top of the mushrooms and just chill in the water and fish up and whatnot. But, you know, open world fishing, because it's really only for lunkers, I only really fish out in, you know, where is this? Shadowmoon Valley, because that's the only place I really need to go to get lunkers as Alliance. I don't need to travel halfway across the continent to get lunkers, because I can just get them here. I can get sea scorpions out here, and then pretty much call it a day. And any other fish I want, I'm inside my garrison, I'm good to go. You know, when you're Horde, you're over in Frostfire over here, and you could pretty much just head down into anywhere over here in the ocean and fish using the same principles, keeping the bobber nice and bright white in the top. You can pick up sea scorpion, get lunkers, no big issues. And then Garrison, Horde has that cave, which is really nice because there's like a lot of good fishing spots in there. So I got a spot noted in the help file for the program, but I don't have a video, but I'll make a video for the Horde, like I said, coming up later. So, catch you guys on the flip side. Thanks for watching this. You got any questions, hit me up. My email, all the information, everything is in the notes noted below, or the description below in the YouTube video. So, have a good day.